1964. The leftist National Liberation Army and the Liberation Army of the Maoist People were founded. ELN. This group was born on July 4, 1964 by Domingo Leal Rodriguez and Nicolás Rodriguez, aka Gavino, in the rural area of La Fortuna, near Cerro Los Andes, in the municipality of San Vicente de Chucurí, Santander. These men were 14 years old. The group was formed by Fidel Castro in 1962, after having gave scholarship to 16 Colombian students from the UCO, the MOEC, and the Emoral. 11 of these students were trained on the Island by Jose Antonio Galán Liberation Pro Brigade, among their leader Fabio Vázquez. Upon returning to Colombia, the revolutionaries had been in charge of choosing the areas in which it had been possible to implement the new organization. The flag is characterized by red and black colors. The Valley of Magdalena Medio was taken as the base of operation. This was led by Marco, Antonio, and Fabio Vázquez brothers. The ELN were entering several press, including Spanish. This had been Camilo Torres, Domingo Lane, and Manuel Perez. They were inspired by the theology of liberation. The Christian theology has been defined as the preferential option for the poor, liberation as awareness of the Latin American socioeconomic reality, and the need to eliminate exploitation, the lack of opportunities, and injustice of this world. EPL. The EPA had been consolidated as an armed group between the years 1964 and 1970. The army influence had been done in Alto Sinu and San Jorge region of this had been spread to Bajo Cauca and Urabá in Antioquia department. The group had been called by the governor as A Pelusos. This armed group is called Insurgent Colombian Organization of Extreme Left. The EPA had been in the internal armed conflict in the internal armed conflict as a Marxist-Leninist ideology. It has been founded in February of 1967, although it did not initiate military actions until 1968 in Antioquia. After that, this group will be expanded in Córdoba and Sucre departments until they get their demobilization.
1966. The Colombian Revolutionary Force will be established. The second name to this armed group will be given after the second guerrilla conference in Sumapaz. East Bogota region already with about 350 armed men. This group is going to be adopted la Farc, Revolutionary Armed Force of Colombia. Surely, this group had been inspired by Fidel Castro. In this second conference were being built the statutes, internal regulations, command rulers, military plan, and a political plan in education, communication, and finance. In this conference, the Manuel Marulanda Vélez, commander, had been appointed by 250 guerrillas. It has been led by Jacobo Arenas. This has been hand in hand with Marulanda Vélez in the fight. They were being guided by a combination of skills. The one police and the other military. This had been fundamental for the Farc growth.
1970. It will be the alliance of national peoples formed as a counterweight to the Left National Front. The Colombian National Front has been a backdoor political agreement between liberals and conservatives enforced in Colombia between 1958 and 1974. This is going to be covered by characteristics of coalition government, the equitable distribution of ministries and bureaucracy in three branches of public power: executive, legislative, and judicial. Presidential candidate elected bipartisan agreement and the equal distribution of parliamentary seats until 1968. The Republic Congress will be installed on July 20 of 1968. It has been accepted in the first round without much controversy to this constitutional that implemented the presidential alternation and the extension until 1970 of the agreements of the National Front.
1970 the ANAPO achieved a staggering 14% of the Liberal seats and 20% of the Conservative seats. Limitations were greater for those seeking the presidency that were not part of the party up next for the presidential turn. However, this did not impede some non-aligned candidates to run for the presidency despite being declared null or illegal but tried to surpass the needed majority vote established by the National Front. This was the case of Rojas Pinilla, who achieved 50,000 votes (1.8%) in the elections of May 6, 1962, then in 1964 a third of the total votes, and in 1970 a suspected majority of the votes against the conservative candidate Misael Pastrana Borrero during the last National Front election on April 19, 1970. Pastrana Borrero was declared winner despite the accusations of electoral fraud by members of the ANAPO. Some of its members joined the armed guerrillas as a way to force institutional changes. This was the case of the 19th of April Movement M19 guerrilla group. Another effect of the dubious election was the sense of a predetermined results. The largest abstention resulted in 1966, resulting with 55.5% of the vote the Chamber of Representatives and Senate and 60.1% for the presidential election. Presidents of the National Front. Alberto Lleras Camargo (1958–1962), Guillermo Leon Valencia (1962–1966).
1971. Left. It is going to be a recent M19 armed group. This group has been a Colombian insurgent born as a result of an alleged electoral failure in the presidential elections on April 19 of 1970. The presidency will be led by Misael Pastrana Borrero. This has been gotten cheerfully. It would have made this armed group. As a result of the fraud carried out, the group will be made on April 19 or M19 by Jaime Baidman, Álvaro Fallas, Iván Marino Espina, and Luis Otero Cifuentes, with Carlos Toledo Plata, Israel Santamaría, Andrés Almarales, Ever Bustamante, and Iván Jaramillo. The M19 group it has been creator key outstanding activities worthy of a new display, such as the robbery of Simón Bolívar, sword in a Bolívar Quinta capture located in downtown Bogotá City on January 17, 1974. Since then, this has become an elective political movement known as IDM19 Democratic Alliance M19 that gained important popular support, and it has been one of the constituents of 1991. This group has been dissolved in the mid-1990s, and some of the members joined other political groupings.